Let me say good evening and thanks for joining me. My name is Damien Phillips. They call me DP, and I'm live on Carribean Radio HD. And this is the first edition of what we call DP Unfiltered. First edition of DP Unfiltered. So, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for logging on. Thanks for tuning in. And let me say good evening and thanks for joining. All right, see it there? The app is up and running. So big up, big up, big up, big up. Oh, blessing DP. I see that at DP live. Bishop Owens. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, guys. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I should start my apologies from now. Right? This is not Sunday morning. This is not Sunday morning. This is Tuesday night. Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock. And we are going to be talking about some wolipa something. So chances are anything that you want to talk about, we are going to talk about. Good evening, J-Lo. I see J-Lo is live. And you guys, if you want to see what I look like and you don't want to wait until December, the weekend there, yeah, the big bashment weekend there where Clash, oh it go, concert Friday, Clash Saturday. I remember. Yeah, you can follow me on my social media pages. I'm live on Facebook. The name is DAMIAN. I'm live on where else? YouTube. All right, and I'm live on Caribbean Radio HD. So I was starting to apologize and to let you know that I may say things that you don't like. So I'm warning all of those people who on Sunday and my friend who say, DP, you're a fresher, Betty. I may just say, and this happened so many times, people, that people see something that I said or heard something that I said or post and they like it. And then the next thing you know, them not like it again because they may say something like, let me tell you one of them, my pet peeve. I'm a big defender of fathers, which is going to be part of the discussion this evening, because I noticed that it is not changing. Society goes all out. Nidus, big up yourself, youth. Society goes out. Maybe Nidus, you want to join me? Cause I have 1 hour and I want to talk about 3 different things, right? So yeah, I'm supposed to be joined by a teacher because I still want to look back at the issue with the altercation with the teacher at Tivoli High School and the student. I wanted to get your views. I wanted to gauge your views. I'm bringing it back tonight because they went to court today. They went to court, both the teacher and the young lad. They went to court, and I'm going to share with you what took place in court. But I realized that men go all out, or society goes all out for Mother's Day. And I even hear other presenters saying, listen, man, just get used to it. If you're not getting the big alabalu, that's what they call it, just get used to it and roll with it and thing. And I'm like, no, that is unfair. Why men should go all out to do all of these things, but then when it's our time to get a recognition, then you hear no, and then people try to overshadow it with, oh, my mother who fathered me and my grandmother who this and that and all of that. But starting off, it is a sad day in Jamaica. Me did don't apologize, by the way. Yes. So if me ruffle up on a feather, if I say things that you're uncomfortable with, things that you don't agree with, let's have a discussion, because that's how we learn. You know, maybe something that you whole harden on, as we'd say in Jamaica. Maybe if you hear it from my point of view, you kind of, and you have open ears. Something else that I find a lot of binary people are around. And what I mean by binary, they think one kind of way, and there's no space. No space for a debate. And I can tell you this, is via debates a lot of times people learn. If you used to hear, like I've seen it, people grow up and hear say, you have to do this and you have to do that, and when you just end up do it. And then you question it. Like my mother, maybe that's where the whole questioning can come from. I used to question my mom, why you want me to drink hot tea, burning up my mouth, and in my and then later on, me get to find out, say, no, hot no good for you, put in your structure. That was one. The next thing was orange. Yes, the orange, the first thing you get up, you eat one orange, whatever. And later on, doctors found out that, listen, that acidic, because in the morning there's acid on your stomach, and don't quote me on that, because I'm not a dietitian and a doctor, I think me just has to be here. But me could not pass the drink or tea part of it. So my mom would give me the tea and me just put it down and want it cool. Like, why? There are some people who, if the food now hot, and if it's hot, them, no, that not good for you. Me couldn't see. I think from my mouth couldn't bear the heat. That means it's not good for inside my body. That is what I think. That is what I think. So I heard the news this morning. Like I said, sad day in Jamaica. What could possess a man to murder a mother of 4? What could possess a man to murder a mother of 4? What? And it gets worse because they're related. It's alleged that it's his cousin. So on the loose right now, and I see it all over, says, please share to find Roshane Barrett. He's responsible for what happened to the mother and her 4 children in Clarendon. So it is said that this young man actually relocated from. All right, no problem, Nidos. This young man relocated from Trelawney to Clarendon. Again, it's alleged, I'm saying what was reported on Jamaican National Radio, that he actually stabbed or cut or something his, really sad, yes, J-Lo, really sad, his father. And his father did not report, well, yes, they did report it, but the father didn't continue going to court. So because he wasn't going to court, they had to throw them out, which throughout the case, which one of the topic I really want to talk about, and it resurfaced, is this whole thing of bail. And I see a lot of people coming out and being all what you call it now, the voice of the conscience of the community and all of that, and everybody put yourself in this. Let me tell you straight up. My view is just like what the minister said the other day of constitutional and whatever affair. I believe that if you're charged for serious offenses, I don't believe in the bail thing. You guys may remember last year in when was it? November? Was it October, November? October. Yes, October. Where the man is now in custody that alleged to have abducted some young girls in St. Thomas. Based on news report, he was on bail for rape and I think gun. He was on bail. I do not believe somebody who is charged for a serious crime, I'm going to list the 3 of them. I think murder, rape, and gun, them people enough to get no bail. That is my belief. That is my belief. No bail for them people. Mr. Miller says, good night, brother Damian Phillips and family in the chat room. Caribbean HD Radio. All right, Arlene, I see the blessing coming. All right, so each one tell each one, call over somebody, anybody you know love chat, call them and tell them, say, yes, tonight is a talking night. Something that I'm happy about. I won't be playing no music. I don't even have my laptop turned on. I'm not playing one song. Not playing no song. It's about talking. And the name of the program is DP Unfiltered. So again, I'm begging those of you who know me as this gospel kind of person. I may bring about topics like I hear one plan and talk about one radio station at Jamaica got talk about it today, which is kind of weird. And it's ejaculation retarded, like delayed ejaculation. Like there's a 4% of men experience that. So you have pre-ejaculation, which men complain about women complain about pre-ejaculation. But yeah, at them kind of something there, we're gonna talk about some wholpa something. So I may not sound like that nice minister that people call me on Sunday morning. All right, so let's hear from some recordings from some radio station in Jamaica, what they're reporting today.
And he never go back. So this is what his family funeral brought to 5 more funeral. And it is not nice.
Charlton Black, a resident of New Road in Chapelton, Clarendon. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is overseas on official business, condemned the incident in a video released this afternoon. Prince Moore, Radio Jamaica News.
In the meantime, the House of Representatives this afternoon observed a moment of silence for the mother and her 4 children who were killed in Clarendon. Speaker of the House, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, said a dark cloud was over Jamaica.
Members of Parliament, Jamaica, these are dark times for our country. And we need, as a country, all of us from all walks of life must stop and reflect and pray for all of us as citizens of this country. The murders have to stop. It is senseless, it is gruesome, it is evil, it is barbaric.
A cousin of hers, yes, and they clashed because Barnett was allegedly using her premises to sell ganja. Yeah, we're also learning that the dead woman reportedly saw Barnett sharpening that knife the day before she was killed. And of course, Barnett, it is said, was charged for unlawful wounding in Trelawney, and that was in relation to his stabbing of his father. But the case was dropped after his father declined to come forward as a witness and a complainant in that matter. So tonight he's on the run, Roshane Barnett, and you can put up that picture of him. Yeah, this is him. Yes.
That's the voice of Cliff.
I told the
Hughes.
judge that she ought to be charged as well because
All right, so
he had hit him with a bag.
this
that was not
is
captured.
this is something else I want to talk about. My guest promised that she will be here. I don't know if I should wait or I should go on and then see. You know, when you ask people for granted a favor, you know, I want to reach that thing where I'm like, when I have my booking agent and they call and it's like, yeah, DP would like to book you for a segment tonight, and people glad and happy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can't wait till I reach this. So yeah, when you hear say DP want to pan the show, you know, man. One day we'll get there, right? Let me say good evening again to each and everyone logging in. Big up, brother Gary. Bro, Gary, boy, may I tell us this man is one of the biggest risk taker that I ever know. Because I don't know who tell brother Gary if you give me one segment for chat. So like I was saying though, this evening, nobody will have the audacity to call me and tell me something chat too much. I'm still getting calls about that call. People call me and I say, no. I'm like, no, man, people free for share what they want to share. They are free to share what they want to share. You can't tell people say no say this, but yeah. So in a few, I'm gonna give out the number if you don't have it already. And you can share whatever you want to share. Suppose you just want my view on something, you can get my view on it. All right. So I heard today, let me see if I can find it and read what the reports are saying. But let me just paraphrase. Oh, something else I need to apologize for, because I heard a message. Somebody left a message 2 Sundays ago, and I didn't get a chance to I didn't answer the phone, and then it came as a message. The person was saying that, and I think somebody called Colin Anthony's show Saturday morning and was voicing similar sentiments, that we must left politics alone and thing, and worse, people we're not living at Jamaica. Did you know that 2 to 3 times the amount of people that lives in Jamaica, we have that amount outside of Jamaica? Did you know that 20% of Jamaica's GDP comes from remittances? So tell me now, those of us who are outside of Jamaica, working our hard-earned money, why we not supposed to concern with what take place in a Jamaica? Why we shouldn't have a voice? Right now, there are people calling, and I see my guests. Where you gone? Where you gone? Why people they're calling for people to what you call it? They want the government to actually name a senator from the diaspora. So whether the person live in Canada or America or wherever, they want a senator to represent us, because we say what we say have weight too. Yeah. where we say have weight. So I heard the person calling and say, we must left Jamaican politics alone and whatever, which don't make no sense to me. Let me bring it. Where's she gone? I'm adding her. Make sure she said me adding her to the thing. Hello, beautiful. Why you mute your mic? Unmute your mic, miss.
Oji.
All right,
Hey,
so
what's up? Good evening.
let's try that again. Hey, beautiful.
Good evening, DP. How are you?
I am good, and thanks
All
for
right,
joining
all
me.
right.
Thanks
all
for
right.
joining DP Unfiltered, and this is where we talk about the things and everything.
Absolutely, no problem. Happy
do
to
you
be
want
here.
do you want to remain anonymous? As
I know
in,
that's fine. No
okay,
problem. No, you don't. I don't have to
okay,
remain
good.
anonymous. I
So
can
my friend
share who
Tamara,
I am.
she is a teacher. You still teach or you
hmm
lecture now? I see her graduate and sitting a couple years ago. And
Teaching, doing all sorts of things, but still an educator.
good. Let me get this in first. What's your take on people who say if you don't live in a Jamaica, you must just left Jamaica business alone and left the politics? And what's your take on that? Because somebody called Colin Show and tell him that's Saturday morning.
I think they're being absolutely ridiculous because even non-Jamaicans are very much aware of what is going on in Jamaica and they are commenting on the current issues. So if I am a Jamaican, I am a daughter of the soil, whether I am in Timbuktu, I am still going to comment on the issues that are affecting my country, because if it's affecting my country, it means that in extension, it's affecting me in some way or the other. It doesn't mean that because I'm no longer in Jamaica, I have nothing to do with Jamaica. I'm not going back to Jamaica. It means that I am not there at the current moment, but I am still being impacted in some way by what is happening in my country. So I have a bragging right, or the bragging right, to be Jamaican. So I got to talk about Jamaica. So who have so much of a problem about it? Well, I don't want to say what Lady Saw said, but you know what she said, right? And I realize it's quite pervasive, DP, where because they realize that, okay, you are not in Jamaica, so you must comment about Jamaica. I think that's been just out of order and rude.
Yeah, like
for
I said,
people to even say that.
couple Sundays ago, because somebody called a Labor Dan. I wonder if him listening. Labor Dan called and said something referring to me and Shaka the previous Saturday, and the person called the phone to go live on but it went to the recording. So when I was checking the recording afterwards, I saw it where and maybe me look back, me I go see it. She was saying time and place for everything, and who not live in a Jamaica must leave it alone because what? And I'm like, what? And then I heard somebody. I'm not saying it's the same person, but I heard somebody call Colin Friday Saturday morning gone and was echoing similar sentiments, saying we must left politics and gray and thing. And I'm like, really? Because maybe that person is a citizen. I'm not. The only citizenship I have is of Jamaica.
Thank you very much.
I was in America and I said, listen, me can't get kicked out for my yard. Yeah, this is our home, but me can't go America can't say, listen, I don't want you in my country anymore. Yeah,
thank you very much.
So why
thank you.
My son still resides in Jamaica. My mom, all of my auntie them from my mother's side.
Absolutely.
Them. So I just me alone here. And what we
thank you.
From ever since, Jamaicans were all and other people were always going to greener grass. And guess what? We send back. It's just December gone. Me sell me car, me take a loan, and me did a service every month. So them can't tell me nothing. My money did still at Jamaica. I mean,
thank you very much. Yeah.
I don't think nobody no parent should boast about I've paid this at school. No, I mean that
yes.
But
I noticed that a lot of people come at you on social media when you make comments, and you know, I don't want to really run ahead of your conversation this evening, but even with the situation with the teacher and the student the other day, and I commented on it, and you know, I had a post out and people were like, oh, you're not living in Jamaica, you need to come back to Jamaica to see what's happening in Jamaican schools and so on. I'm like, nothing that is happening in a Jamaican school room or classroom is unique to Jamaica. You know what amazes me? It happens everywhere.
You know what amazes me? People still have not learned a big lesson from COVID. This that we're doing now, don't me did I invite you to share me guess long time from Turks and or whatever.
Thank you very much.
We're only such a small place now, and me think those of who did already catch on. The rest I would have catch on to say, all right, right now I can be in Timbuktu and you're the whatever, and we still know what going on.
Exactly.
Somebody tweet it. So we are well knowledgeable, and like you're saying a while ago, it's not unique to Jamaica.
It's not unique.
So let me mention, guys, those of you just joining, welcome to DP Unfiltered. My special guest this evening is Tamara Hilton. She is a educator. I've known her for years. And let me tell her from now, me and her, here we are talking nice now, me and her butt edge. She threatened me enough time, I'll know WhatsApp say, hey. So I do not know her position on this that we're going to talk about. And I did not see her post, but we are got it's unfiltered. So she got to say what she I got to say what me say. And later on, I will allow those of you who want to call and think. So what we're talking about now is a video went viral of a teacher, alleged teacher, and a student from Tivoli High School. And what I saw, I hear other thing now said the guy was punching at the teacher and all of that. But me see one teacher take up one desk and go after the boy, and the boy shift the desk and throw it down. And then one next student jump in and blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of allegations. I heard that he was selling ganja in the class. I heard that he was gambling. The teacher asked him to leave. His side of the story, I don't know if you saw it, Tamara, but he's saying that he went in the classroom to purchase sweets from and all of that. So the development, which I think is time. We have this 90 wonder thing now. This you have some fake outrage people doing that tomorrow. Something come up and then just like thinking about it, and then nobody remember anything. But today they went to court, both the teacher and the young man. And let me share. I was listening radio and let me cut off a thing. Let me see if I have it. And not that one.
I told the judge that she ought to be charged as well because she had hit him with a bag, and that was not captured on any video. The class said she was aware that statements have been taken to that effect for that to be done.
According to Mr. Wellesley, the teacher had hit his client in the face with a bag, and that's how the altercation started. Both parties have given varying accounts of the incident. It's reported that the teacher said the accused student disrupted a class in an attempt to engage other students in a game of gamble. The boy was reportedly told to leave, but insisted on staying, which caused an escalation, resulting in a physical tussle. But the boy's mother, Debrali Coleman, who spoke with her news team at the time, refuted such claims. Coleman said her son told her he went into the classroom to buy sweets from another student.
So when him going there, he said the teacher don't like him. So he said, if you know the teacher don't like you, don't go into our class if he's not your teacher. So him say, I'm going there to buy sweetie. And the teacher said to him, say, come out. So him say, teacher, why you talk to me like that? And you run me like dog, and me and a dog. So she insists to push him out. And then him say, because himself, I never want to leave at the time when she said leave. Him take a bag, a handbag and flee in his face. And then she lick him. The underside. That's what he told me.
In the video, the student was seen throwing punches at the teacher. The teacher retaliated, lifting a desk to hit the boy. The video that went viral stirred comments from the public, some labeling the teacher as the aggressor, while others believe the student was in the wrong. The police initially said they weren't considering charges against the teacher, but Wellesley says they are now in possession of a statement from his client indicating that he is a victim of assault.
All right, and those clips are from Nationwide News Network. I have to give them credit. You can't take a lawsuit. T, what's the initial? Because like I said, I didn't see your post and I see you nodding to something while ago. I'm like, what's your initial when you heard it, and what was your take?
All right, so I'm gonna share with you, DP, my initial response, and then what I saw when I really sat down and looked at the video.
Go ahead.
So my initial response when I saw the video was like, mighty God of Daniel, a war going in a classroom these days. What is going on? Like, I mean, and I said to myself, I do not get combative with students because I know this is going to be the result, right? And then I went and I looked at the video and I noticed the boy's response to the teacher taking up a chair to hit him. Now, and my son said it because I showed him the video, and he said, "Mommy, I thought the boy was going to use the desk to hit her, but then I saw the boy threw the desk to the side." I'm like, "Oh my word! Like, who was the aggressor in this case?" Now, I do not know what happened before what we saw in the video, but clearly, I think, and I hope I don't come under a lot of fire saying this, I think the teacher somewhat made a fool of herself, trying to fight or be combative with a student, that I saw a message circulating where she said that the boy was too strong for her to handle him or to manage him, that you think would be too strong for you to handle. I'm hearing stories where the teacher is saying that she only recently did a breast surgery or something like that. No, why would you be in that health condition and try to be fighting with a boy? No, if the boy comes to your class, and I think we're hearing a lot of conflicting stories.
Yep.
DP. So initially the story that we heard is that the boy came into the class selling ganja and then tried to start a gambling game in the class while she was teaching.
Yes.
And I said to myself, now, if this teacher is teaching and a student think he has the authority and the autonomy to just walk into the class and start selling ganja and then pull a table and tell the others, come make we gamble, is that not the house the teacher run? Because as young as I was when I started teaching at Happy Grove almost 20 years ago, with all of those students at Happy Grove, not one of them could have walked into my class and say they're going to try sell something in my class and start a gambling table in my class, much less now that I'm teaching almost 20 years later, could walk into my class and even try to do that. You can't even pass the door. And I'm not no, what you call it, bulldog or duppy conqueror kind of teacher. When I am teaching, I maintain a high level of professionalism with my student. If I see them come to the door, I'll say, good afternoon, may I help you? I've had incidents where students probably just try to walk into the class to talk to somebody, or another student is talking to somebody on the outside while the class is going on. I'll stop my lesson and I'll indicate to them, this is the right thing that you're supposed to do. If you need to speak with somebody in my class, you come and you say, good afternoon, miss, or good evening, miss, whatever it is. May I speak to so-and-so? If I see where it is time where you can speak with the person, you know, sometimes you're wrapping up your class and having that kind of disruption at that time, you know, will just interfere with everything that's going on. You will say to the students, please wait a few minutes. The class will be over in, say, 5 minutes or so, or come back in 5 minutes. Good, but you are in control of your class, not other students. So I don't care how bad the school is, DP, and a lot of people are trying to play it off as though, oh, you know, it's just a bad school. No, I don't care how bad the school is. If you set your standard as a teacher, students, they will adhere to the standards that you set as
Thank
a
you
teacher.
very much, Tamara. And I wish I saw that, because that was my stand. I saw the video. Several persons sent it to me. Because you know, people know when you're a blogger and vloggers. I'm not no vlogger. I'm a presenter. I make that clear. I'm not no vlogger. But everything people send to you, right? So I got the video several times, and I thought it was one of those Ensure videos when I saw the classroom, because that was the latest set of video going on, Ensure. And I'm like, I'm not interested in seeing no damn Ensure. So I didn't watch it. And then I think my sister sent me the alleged teacher's what is it now, report of what happened.
WhatsApp message, right?
I read the message, and all I heard, this is like, and trust me, we too, all in a relationship. The person me do something bad, you know, but me a mount a defense. So me pile up all of the something them. And I was watching the chronology. I'm like, all right, the next thing too, and this is why I'm glad me have your tea, because that was my point. I did 9 years in the classroom. So me hold on. Me in my classroom I teach. I want boy a sell weed. Okay, all right. That aside, me can't see how that work, but that's aside. Then he moved to, did I set up gambling table for gamble? Then he moved to, me tell him for left and in the left and then and lick. And I'm like, all right, them something they not join up. Something missing.
No, something is missing.
What I got from the WhatsApp what I got from the WhatsApp was, it's just like when police up on a shooting. He's going to put things in place to cover him, to make him look good. And rage, I've spoken to several people. Them say, DP, you can't mention when me say about
I'm starting to think that she didn't send those messages out, because I really don't think a teacher, you know, of her professional
and years in the business, she's like,
and years in the business would actually send out messages, you know, alluding to those things. And then Alexa
I told myself, and then I think this was an apologist for her. That's what I said. Somebody write this. That's me or you? somebody wrote this. That, as you're saying, we're on the same page. I thought somebody wrote that and started sending it out in defense of us.
I think so too. I really do think so. But then the teacher didn't come out and say that's not my text message. So we really don't know based on that fact. Because if a message like that has been circulating about me, then I certainly would at least get it back to my phone, or a friend would say, Tamara, so and so and so. And I would be able to refute the messages been going on to say, no, I didn't send those messages out.
I got it like a cover, somebody trying to cover for somebody. That is right. And then the point that you make now, I was asking myself, how comes this teacher is not also charged? Because I did not, and we send this to one of my sister, and she said, hey man, listen to me, man. I have a son, my son is 15. And what she said she saw is like a woman going up in a man face, and the man try to ease her off and I say, yo, me no want do you know, chill, feel cool. Me no, as you say, your son said, he thought he was going to take it and swing it back at her or something like that. So I saw the teacher as the aggressor, but trust me, the fireway commander, me commander fire to even from close.
So much.
Me have males and female friends will tell me, say, Bridget, you can't stay there, them pick you nowadays, them this and them that, and Ray, and you have to do this and you can't take no step. And I'm like, no, when I was in the classroom, I was in charge of the class.
Thank you. And we had students of a similar nature, or even worse, in the classroom.
Tell me in a grade 2, say, when he misbehave and me say, I'm going to tell him, him look for me and say, him not do nothing. So you know, so me just left that one day.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Because I was scared of that even in high school. When one teacher said, I need to call in your parents, like, right, there's someone want to be everything nice and thing and no. But the 8-year-old told me that, ways. So something else that I realized people don't understand, and I don't know if you saw the message from the JTA president. He was saying before
you go to that JTA president story, BP, I want to also indicate too that the police, I think it was the superintendent for the police station, reported that there were no reports of the young man selling any weed in the class, any report of any contrabands being involved. And I think that was one of the things that really got the Jamaican populace really emotional and riled up about the situation. Because if you hear that a boy just walking into class selling ganja, the first thing I said, but this boy is a criminal element. And they criminalize this young man. Criminalize this young man because of that whole thing of selling weed, when it is not so.
In the same WhatsApp message to T, you may recall, it said that the boy wasn't supposed to be at school because in the suspension.
And apparently that is not so.
It was like he was on suspension the day the altercation took place. But he wasn't on. That's why I'm saying in the text message, all I saw the WhatsApp was reasons to people just condemn him.
Let
me share something else with you before I move to the JTA president. I got cut off a radio station, which is going to remain nameless. It's a female where me like how she do her thing, and I was following her at this other radio station till she come over. And I call her and I say, listen, I can't agree with you, because the previous caller was saying, they must make example out of him. And if he might just 16 and a thing, and if he got prison, and I'm like, all right, even say him do something wrong, sending a 16-year-old to prison for an altercation, how does that help him as a troubled child? Because they are students who they're troubled and they need help. So what we do, them do something, we just send them to prison and go make them go knock head with some worse criminal and all that. So I told her the host, and you know the host too? The woman put me part, they mute me. I make she chat, and then kick me off on the radio station. Me say it's all right.
Wow.
I don't have to listen to them. Because my thing is, with this show, DP Unfiltered, I want people who oppose my views to come talk to me.
Absolutely.
Talk. Me not go cut unless you're being disrespectful and insultive, then that's different. You know, but you know me call me no on national radio, this me use me initial DP. So I say, I don't know who is listening. So I put, and I said, no, I cannot agree with you, because what I saw, she was saying to me, oh, she sure said the teacher nigga just rile up. So I say, yes, but you don't know what happened before.
You don't know what happened before. That is it. What happened before?
And I have tweeted it and nobody answer me. I say, so can a teacher assault? Because we're from the era where one teacher just do what them I do and get away with it, and nobody question it.
Thank you very much. Well, listen, I just want to highlight a few things quickly before you move on to this whole JTA response to this situation, DP. So number one, the teacher, it is alleged that the teacher took out a camera and was taking pictures of the student. Now, are there no rules in Jamaica that say that adults are not allowed to take pictures of children without their permission. Because if you try to take pictures, that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
That's going to be a problem. You're not allowed to do it, right? So you're taking out your phone as a teacher. A boy is carrying out those misbehaviors in your class, indisciplined behavior in your class. Call the principal.
Exactly.
Call the security guard.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's what we do at our school. Like, if there's a student that's misbehaving, don't touch the student. Don't interact with the student. Call the security guard, call the principal. They will come and deal with that matter. I am not no fighter. I'm not trained in martial arts to go try fighting no student in school. If I call a student and I speak to a student and I see that you're giving out certain energy, I'm calling the security guard. Come and take this one to the office for me, please. And I'm not going to disturb my class having no argument with no child, cursing out and trying to hit no Pitney and Pitney a jump away from me. And then me I take up bench and Pitney going to try to take up with bench. I thought it looked just so careless, DP.
That's what
it looked really careless, right? And one of the things I spoke to was the overall condition. So two things. The teacher said that she was having her class when the boy came in. So you a teacher of class with your classroom looks up, eh? Your classroom arranged and everybody can do what they want to do. Exactly. And as I said, I don't care. You could have teach in the worst school in the jungle. When you are in your classroom, you are your manager. You are your manager as a teacher.
The host said to me, DP, is Tivoli this? I'm like, and what?
It doesn't matter.
In the school and
I used to work in Tivoli. I used to go right in the heart of Tivoli, go do assessment for Heart Trust.
And you know, with some
and Tivoli people, the people in Tivoli, they are not the worst.
You know, with some come to me, it's on a wrong address.
Thank you very much.
It out and I say, what does your address says about you? I know that them not interested if we have them kind of discussion there. So because you're 10, and then one person tweeted and said, did you know that there are students at Tivoli High School that don't live in Tivoli either? So to be grouping everybody and try to put this negative thing on, is a Tivoli.
Thank you. It's a Tivoli.
Are the worst down here. I don't know, as me say, I got some bashing and some cussing. Me have friends that tell me you can't stay there. Because if I me want what them would I do, and I'm like, no, there's a wrong and a right way to do everything.
You know what? You know who is commenting and their voices are the loudest on this issue are persons who have never taught one day.
Exactly.
Not even one day. They have no formal training in education. And I tell people, I say, listen, I have been and I've taught at all levels. I taught at Happy Grove for how many years? And I remember those kids used to hide them machete and all sorts of something, down at flat grass, fighting and blood and all sorts of something. And one of the things that I have, a stance that I have taken as a teacher, children are fighting outside. I have a class going on, not even one of those students can move out of that room while I am still in there. So I'm not going to be the teacher that's going to run out and try to part a fight. I'm not doing it. That's why they have security guards.
Exactly.
What I will do is make sure that those students who are in my charge, they are safe and protected during that time. So once a fight starts, there's a big uproar, sit down. Stay in your seat. Nobody leaves the room, and I become even more vigilant at that moment that nobody slips out of the room.
Right. But man, trust me, I even said to somebody, maybe the teacher had some other issue, and I didn't see a normal rational teacher. I mean, because that's why I saw on the video. And they were lifting up at the desk like, what would something else? I said to somebody, I said, listen, people normally assess their threat levels because something else came up, and I said, should I get on police to talk about that people? Enough people talk about it was in self-defense, and I'm like, what was the threat to her life?
Exactly. What is self-defense?
Self-defense is only applicable when you did something to protect your life. Even the little stint, I didn't see no way. The guy was, you see, let me tell you, if the guy was charging at her and she did that, maybe would have said, yes, that was acting in self-defense. But he was standing and she was the one charging at him. So, no, it's self-defense and she should have just stand up and make him think. And I'm like, what if, and this is how I stop a lot of them, I say, what if the guy took that bench and clat her in her head?
Thank you. That's the same thing I kept saying, I said that teacher, if that boy, the rage that she took up that bench after that boy, if that boy had taken that bench from her and in that same level of rage, swing that bench on her, you would not have seen the end result right now.
Yep.
Would not want to see the end result right now.
So something that I said to somebody, I said, listen, that boy could have been me because I'm not a fight person. Me, I don't know war boats. Me, I'm like a coward. You talk to me too hard, me, I want to run. I'll do my mouth loud. I'm love chat. Like, I'm like that. Me, there's somewhere and somebody, even today at my job, I went to this call, which they got somebody else to do the work. And me never knew. We show up and the owner wasn't there. Our son came out and first thing he lied to tell me that it's the wrong address. So when I show him his address on my handheld, he said, then somebody else in the house and they took care of it. And the guy was calling me all kind of names and whatever and stuff. And I just said, okay, have a good day. I'm going on my vehicle. I'm going to go my business. Because I'm like, what am I going to say to me? And what am I going to do now? Take off my clothes and start fighting because he called me something. I'm like, dude,
some people have
employed. I am gainfully employed.
We're too aggressive. That's the problem.
Don't put in this platform say, oh, me I get paid for this. I mean, I have to get paid. So I'm like, why would I put? So I'm saying that boy could have been me because I was a quieter at school. Like me say, me run if you talk to me too hard. I like fight. Me I know a fighter. Me not go up in on body face, that kind of thing. But I think that young man, and based on the mother's thing, she said he's a decent boy. She never first this man he's in 10th grade, and this was the first.
But why was he actually suspended? So that story of him being suspended is not true either.
For the fight, the Monday when the altercation, he got suspended. But he wasn't suspended prior to that.
Wow.
Like what me are saying at the WhatsApp, when I read what them I say is everything in there was if you want
to all of that was just pure lies.
Yes, exactly.
Mighty God.
Lie for the word for people come down upon him. But
yes,
before we even go to JTA part again, let's deal with if yes, he was the aggressor, he's the troubled, he's 16 years old. Is the response, and maybe I can tie it. Is the response now teacher must start beat up the boy them because them this and them that in our classroom?
Absolutely not.
Because
absolutely not. We have that responsibility to put the programs in place, you know, whether it's behavior, change management, whether it's extracurricular activities to get them engaged so that, you know, they can learn more discipline and that sort of thing. So as teachers and educators, we have that responsibility to help them. And we have the responsibility also to maintain standards in the classroom, in the schools, and demonstrate a high level, not just a level, but a high level of professionalism, decency, and decorum. I'm really just, you know, not impressed at all when I see teachers behave in a particular way. I know that you can be stern. And as a teacher, I think that I'm stern, but not to the point where I'm going to go and be calling students names and disrespecting them to the point where you're pretty much just going to trample on their self-esteem and all of that. We have to make sure that we maintain, we be the bigger person. We have that responsibility. We are the professionals. We are the trained individuals.
I have a problem with things that we learn is not being passed on because guess what? Again, may I say, support the boy did really want trouble, make a bad boy. She's stooping to his level. What that make her look?
Thank you.
It just makes you look
irresponsible.
Conversation.
Quite irresponsible.
Because there's a message here and big up those of you on Caribbean Radio HD chat room. There's one interesting here, and I think you have seen a couple of these. T DJs says your days and now are 3 different times.
I've heard so much of that.
Listen, it gets better. It gets better, Tamara.
Yeah.
These kids nowadays, no king teeth. Listen to this now. It's clear that he hit her first and she flipped out.
I don't know what happened before, but I can tell you this much. No student, whether you are in, I say you could be in the baddest school in the world, can come up to me as a teacher and just hit me like that. No student can even dream of doing that. No, you can't do it. Because I'm not gonna get that aggressive with no student.
Exactly.
And I said, when I was a young hothead teacher, I didn't have half the experience that I have No student would even dare think that they could do something like that, much less know where I understand that students are human beings and they are our customers. And, you know, over the years, you would have really just changed your approach to teaching and how you interact with your students. For me, teaching is, as much as I am a teacher, it's a learning experience anyway. And the teacher I was 10 years ago, I'm not that teacher now, right? For
and
me,
that's growth and maturity.
So if I'm gonna always just go into the classroom and be just boisterous individual, I'm talking to my students any and anyhow, and you know, I don't treat them with respect, then the students are gonna respond to me in that way.
That is what
listen. I remember when I started teaching a class in September, there was a young lady and full of attitude. Attitude for kill. So you think I am gonna go into the class and give her the same attitude too? Only this every day this little girl see me, hi miss, she's just so happy to see me. Because if I had treated her like how she was behaving, there would just be, you know, so much repelling attitude between me and her.
Grade 6, right? I gave this assignment and I normally give 2 to 3 weeks to complete my assignment. I think it was February. So, you know, we normally do the Miss Lou or some iconic Jamaican something like that, right? Gave them ample time. The morning now, assignment due. And I asked everybody to stand up if you did the assignment. And then, no, I asked the entire class to stand. And then I said, those who have done the assignment, sit, and the rest stand up. So I grown and I asked the reason. And this young lady, attitude and everything, I ring up herself. Sir, I don't need music to go through life. And I will not know what comes to my mind. But me just say, okay, we will deal with that after. You think me there go give her back attitude to make maybe she's a smell herself, as my mother would have said, and go set one atward, and then me no get have to go respond. Because DJ Robert, and if you want to call, you're supposed to have the number, DJ Robert, you can't think. He says, any picnic lift them and up after me. Now I go like it. Should people with that mindset be in the classroom, Tamara? Like with DJ Robert?
You know, they can be in the classroom, Marlon. I don't have a problem with people like those. Oh Jesus. Okay. Somebody is on my mind.
Okay. Now I know who it is.
No, it's not what you're thinking.
Marlon, if you're watching, big up yourself, yo. It's good woman here. Good woman. Yes.
Oh my God.
Unfiltered stuff comes up when it's intentional. Yeah.
DP. So it's not that I don't think that they can't be in the classroom, because you would have people with varying perspectives and mindsets being in the classroom. But as I said, the classroom is a learning environment. And if you find yourself in an environment like that 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you still have that mindset, it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to think about doing something else, you know, find a different, it's as you said, it's really not your place, but they can be there. But at the end of the day, for me, if you are in the classroom and your experience is becoming even more difficult and challenging, right? And you are becoming more abrasive instead of more, you know, graceful and professional in your approach to your students and your colleagues, it's time to go. It's time for you to find somewhere else. And sometimes it's just a change of environment that will make a difference for you.
I called for the resignation of the JTA president when he put out his
about and I was most, you know, disappointed. I don't know if it's disappointed or what, or maybe it was upsetting when I saw today that they were making comments about the horrific happening of what took place in Clarendon. And I'm like, you as a JTA president only 2 weeks ago, you were making a comment that teachers are to fight. You were encouraging a culture of violence in our classroom. You were encouraging that. And now you're coming and talking about, you know, you're in distress, talking about how horrific it is when you are encouraging that kind of culture in our classroom. So if you encourage that kind of culture in the classroom, what do you think is going to happen outside of the classroom?
Exactly.
People who don't have the level of education and professionalism and training that you have, what do you expect them to do?
Ted. Mr. Bailey said, good evening, DP and your guest. I love the conversation. DJ Raban said I have the number. It is Caribbean Radio HD number. So we have what? I guess Tamara did say 20 minutes, but she's staying with me for the entire show.
Yes. What time is the entire show? Because my battery is running down. So
actually 5 minutes, because we're gonna do a station break at 5. So I'm gonna throw it out now.
Yes.
So the number is 305-654-7944. 305-654-7944. 305-654-7944. If you want to be a part of the discussion, we have about 5 minutes remaining, so you can call and you can share. It is a brand new show, guys. This is the first episode of DP Unfiltered. This is where we talk about all kind of something. Yes, T. So yeah, people even mention who they on their mind. And
it's funny. I was actually talking to my friend before I came on here.
Okay.
So I jump off a conversation with him to come on here.
Just don't call him Damien. That's all. Yeah,
I know, right? I always tell people, Damien, that I'm not the kind of girl who can cheat, because I swear to you, I'm cheating. You'll be called every name. I swear.
It's like people with multiple children, parents with multiple children. Yeah, I know. We have only 6 and 7.
And someone like me that's interacting with so many people. But yes, so to have the JTA president making such remarks and giving such encouragement, and I noticed DP that nobody came out, pretty much. People like me and you came out and said, no.
People always a tweet and a bash and a come down and want rapist to get bail. Yeah,
they weren't bashing him. It's like everybody was in support of this man.
Yes.
I don't know who he is. And I'm like, if a president of it, and you see, that's the problem with the Jamaican classroom. And people, when I was in Jamaica, I was a contact teacher for my school. I'm a JTA loyalist. I'm a supporter of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and I believe that every teacher must become a member of the Jamaica Teachers Association. But if this is what is being encouraged, then that's not right. And that is why a lot of teachers believe that they can get away with those kind of behavior, because they have the backing of the Jamaica Teachers Association. Another thing too, I recently heard where there was a debate in Parliament where they are now trying to pass, I think, the teaching bill or something like that.
Yeah, like a license. One of the things to be licensed, and
one of the things they're saying that for you to be licensed as a teacher in Jamaica, you need to at least have your first degree. And it was a big thing. The same JTA president was making out of it. I mean, like, good God, first degree is like sand in the street. Why would you have teachers in the classroom in this technological and advanced age not having their first degree? You're talking about you're teaching students who are even more advanced than you as a teacher. I tell my students every day, I say, listen, teaching is a profession that will soon become obsolete, because there is nothing that you need to learn that you can go on YouTube, Google, and find it.
Exactly.
And you can come into a classroom and make the teacher look as though they're not trying, because you would have taught yourself how to do it.
Exactly. And it has happened. I have a friend who that happened when we just the COVID thing. And the teacher was trying to share her screen and couldn't do it. And because my friend's son tell her, she was embarrassed. Instead of
why was she embarrassed? But it's a reality. So many teachers didn't know how to use Zoom. Teachers didn't know how to use Microsoft Teams. Teachers don't know how to set up a simple quiz on Kahoot and all of those other things. So a lot of teachers only a WhatsApp group, and they didn't know how to use Google Classroom. And let me tell you, there are so many technologies out there that teachers can use to advance their classroom environment. I can tell you this. I have had classes and I see students every day where these students, if they are not having interactive, interesting sessions with their teachers, you're going to lose them.
Yeah.
You're going to lose them. And that is what a lot of these teachers are still doing, chalk and talk. It's still teacher-centered learning, where they have to go stand in front of the chalkboard and they have to be the center of attention.
Yes.
No, in classroom as a teacher, you don't have to be the center of attention, because you have students in your classroom who can teach you more than you can teach them. You now act as a facilitator instead of a producer of knowledge.
That's exactly right. Claudette said, good evening, DP. Love your discussion. To be a teacher is really difficult with these children. Brother Clifton says, stick to music, DJ. To DJ thing. Claudette say, copyright, I agree, Mr. Bailey. All right, so they're enjoying. So we have a station break right now. So those of you on Facebook and YouTube, you're not gonna hear the station break, but HD have a station break, and then they're going to come back. But like I said, Tamara, you're so right. And is things like that actually give you the pulse of society, you know? When more or most people are saying the boy if it this and the teacher should have do him this and all of that, it shows exactly where the society
Thank you
is.
very much.
And
So
I'm
when you
like,
see everybody now a ball out them eyeball,
yeah,
because murder take place.
the same violent
It's a culture. It's a culture of violence that we keep encouraging.
Yes.
So not until it reaches on our doorstep before we start feeling the pain and the impact of this culture of violence. So we're not teaching people, let's talk about it. One of the things that I try to teach my son is to embrace his emotions, right? And it's something that I had to learn. And I wish when I was a child growing up, I had learned that. I didn't learn that, right? So it's over time, I had to discover my emotions, and then I understand my emotions, what my triggers were or what they are. And as a result of that, that's how I was able to manage and control my emotions. And that's what I try to do even with my son. Learn to understand your emotions and verbalize what your emotion is. Okay, you're feeling angry. Why are you feeling angry? Learn, when you're dealing with conflicts, you deal with the problem and not the person. Good. So because you are angry because I move this item doesn't mean that it's because you're angry with me. You're feeling your anger because the item is moved. No, we can have a conversation. No, we can negotiate. No, we can, say, all right, where would you prefer this item to be? Do you prefer it to be here or over there? And then you say, all right, I prefer when it's here. Are you okay with it being there? Having conversations, learning to talk through our emotions and work through situations, because there is a great need, especially in our Jamaican society, in our Black community, Damian, for conflict resolution skills.
Exactly.
Great need for it. And when I look at even past experiences that I've had, and I said, if we understood how to deal with the conflict, certain things would not have happened. Certain things would not have happened. So, we really need to take the time out to really learn how to deal with conflict and not, push situations to incite violence in our people and encourage people to be violent towards each other, right? And too many people believe that the way out is violence. It's not the way out, because you know what? People will say the children that we have in the classroom, no, they are not the same. But who made them? Who created them? They didn't make themselves. They're not been raised by themselves. And if as a school and as an institution, we don't create that environment, I can tell you this much. When they go to prison, they have to follow the rules, right? When they go to embassy, and you can look at on that road up there, Hope Road, whatever number, Hope Road. No care how bad the bad man be. When him go to embassy, him there in the line, you think him can go to embassy, go tell him, say, yo, I'm not take off my belt. No. So where rules and standards are established, they will follow it and they will adhere to it. But the problem with us, even in the institutions, we don't have systems in place, and we are not consistent. That is the problem. We don't have systems and we're not consistent. You see you heard my thing alarming just now? Alexa alarming. It's 8:30, it's bedtime. Where's my son now? He's gone to his bed. So as much as I'm on this talking with you, the alarm went off. He came outside and trying to do and I pointed out bedtime. So
thank you very much. We're gonna wrap up now. I don't want to get cut off. So are you on social? You want people follow you? Instagram, something?
Yeah, I'm on I'm on Instagram. Where am I again? I'm on Facebook. I still do my regular lives, morning workout and all of that. I did a live today on the situation that happened in Clarendon with the mother and her 4 children being murdered. I don't know if you hear about that yet.
Yeah,
so you can go and check that out and all of that. So still growing the platform, still maintaining the positivity, DP, because I'm telling you, it's hard to maintain positivity in everything that is happening on social media, but I'm
And
keeping it.
Tamara is one
I'm
of
not
those
letting it
person
go.
who, when me say, yo, me done with lifestyle, me done with life, she's like, no, you need to, don't give up. So,
Yes, because we need that. Like too much of the crabbe, them a take over social media. We need more meaningful conversations, right?
yes,
Open discussion and things that can help people. Like
yes,
this whole drama not helping nobody, but
true.
you will realize that a lot of people love it. Even the
That's
very
true.
educated,
Yeah.
they
I know.
enjoy that
I
kind
know.
of
I know.
content.
All right,
Yeah.
team. Thank you. And of course, I know Mega call for you enough at a time, but thanks
No
for taking time
problem.
out of your busy
Anytime,
schedule. And
anytime.
it
I
was
go
a
on
good time.
holidays in another 2 weeks, so yeah,
Good.
I'll,
Good.
I'll be out of school for a couple of weeks. So
Great.
definitely, I'll be able to share on the program
All
whenever you need me
right.
to. All
Enjoy the
right,
rest of
DP.
the
Mess up
enjoy the
yourself. A long
weekend.
time I don't see you, so keep safe. All right.
All right, cool. Thanks. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Have a good night. Bye bye.
And you
Bye
too.
everybody.
All right, so I see Tinette just logging on, and I see Destiny just logging on. Let me welcome you to the end of DP Unfiltered. It's a new show aired on Caribbean Radio HD every Tuesday night, 8 until 9. I know it's early for the Jamaican people, or those of you in the Central Time Zone, which is 7 to 8. But that's where it's at. Remember, people, my work now, me have good job now when me have to guide people in work. Like all the morning, I have to get up 6 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock Jamaica time for that work. So bear with me. So until then, let me say thanks again to Tamara Hilton for being my special guest. For those of you just joining, we were talking about the student and the teacher. They actually went to court today, and the lawyer of the boy of the student is actually saying the police should press charges because on the other side, or contrary to what we heard first, that the boy this and the boy that, the story is that, or from the boy's side, the student side, is that the teacher actually flung a bag, hitting him in his face. And that is a question that I ask other parents to. I say, okay, so if your child is at school and a teacher assault your child, are you saying that because he's a teacher, you're not supposed to do nothing? DJ Rob Barn was saying a while ago that Pitney must know them place and all of these things. Gone are the days when we treat children like animals, and animals depending on which country you're in, because America, animals are treated better, and Canada and them place better than human beings. Yep, you have people who them have one little bit of food and them prefer, or one little money, and they will prefer go and purchase dog food or cat food for them animals than actually give it to somebody else to go buy food for. I mean, give it to a human being. So depending on where you are. But back in Jamaica, you know, so we keep dog out the door and all of these things. Yeah, the mongrel them. Yeah, we have people in Jamaica with them chihuahua and them thing, and them treat them good. But I'm saying, gone are the days when children are treated less of a person. Gone are those days. And if you're a parent and you're treating your child like, oh, this whole, oh, I brought you in the world so I can take it out, you need to stop. And if you're abusing your child and expect your child is just going to take it, maybe you're part of the problem. You are part of the problem why the society is the way it is right now. And it's violent when everybody bad and everybody have to prove it is such a bad thing. So again, let me say thank you for each and everyone that actually watched the show. It is brand new. And I see in the chat room, people said they really enjoyed it. So we'll have different topic. I'm wondering if I can really, because I was planning on doing like 3 segments in one show, like every 20 minutes, but I'm not sure if that is possible depending on the topic, you know. But that is it. Let me say thanks to JLo locked in out of Canada. Gloria, I sent you the link from 8 o'clock, my dear. So I don't know where you just go. But that is it for DP Uncensored tonight. Join me Sunday. Yeah, remember, so I play gospel on Sunday morning time on Caribbean Radio HD. And remember that Tuesdays, 8 o'clock, right here. So until then, I always say, if you can be good, please be careful. No, that's not what I'm supposed to be showing. Where's the picture? Picture. There you go.